fucking ball. Take a fucking knee.
Says up on Pornhub. Sorry for your weird masturbation session.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm a little downtrodden, but you know what? Who cares? Now I can actually watch the Super Bowl and not have to worry about fucking yelling and losing my voice. But I might lose my voice during this show. All right. So we know who's in the Super Bowl. We'll talk about each game the best that I possibly can. The Packer game for me was simple. The Chiefs game and the Titans game is simple to reminisce about. And if you watched any of the games, it's like a puzzle piece. It's like a puzzle piece. One team did something. Each team did something that they need to do in order to win the Super Bowl. And we'll talk about it. I also want to talk about the stupid fucking conspiracy theory of how everybody was gunning for Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl. The NFL wanted the Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl. Man, come on. What, really? If the Packers and Chiefs, if they wanted to have a Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl, man, you know, the 49ers would have had penalty after penalty after penalty thrown on them because they didn't do anything wrong. Green Bay didn't do anything right. So people out there sitting there saying, well, there's a conspiracy theory. They want to be the Packers Chiefs since it's the 100th year. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So let's hold off the conspiracy theories until next year. No, wait. Hold on. Here's a conspiracy theory. They wanted the Joe Montana Super Bowl. That's the next conspiracy theory. Because Joe Montana played for Kansas City and San Francisco.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
That's just coincidences.
It is. To be honest with you, to the four best teams. Well, I don't know if Tennessee was one of the four best teams. And that's just Tennessee just got hot at the right time and ran into a buzzsaw in Kansas City. That's ultimately what it was. And the NFL did not screw the State Farm game. That game was never going to happen. That was never a thought in their mind. I put it. Was it in the chat, or did I put it on Twitter?
You put it on Twitter.
I put on Twitter that no, it was in the chat. I said that the NFL doesn't give two fucking shits who wins the Super Bowl. Why? Because no matter what, and it's all about ratings and who watches the game, not about what team does the NFL think needs to be. Basketball is a different story, and so is baseball. They're two different entities. Yes, they want to have the LA Lakers and the New York Knicks in the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals every year, or they want whoever is the best player on the planet against whoever is the best team in the NBA. So LeBron James and the Milwaukee Bucks. They don't want the Milwaukee Bucks in the fucking NBA Finals because that'll just Boston Celtics or the Philadelphia 76ers. They don't give two fucking shits. The NFL does not fucking care who makes it to the Super Bowl. As long as they are making money. They're just like Vince fucking McMahon. As long as they are making money, they do not care. They never have, and they never will. So stop with the fucking conspiracy theories. They don't work. There's a story with all 32 teams if they make it that far. What if the Miami Dolphins would have somehow gotten to the playoffs and made it to the Super Bowl? What would the story have been? They totally just dumped everybody on their roster and they made it to the Super Bowl. That's a storybook story right there. That's something that, come on. Think about what you're saying when you sit there. It's just because it doesn't fit your agenda. What you wanted. Your team didn't make it, so let's just throw conspiracy theories out there. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Fucking anybody that thinks conspiracy theories are a thing are fucking idiot. Come on. This is exactly what they are. They're theories that people conspire about. But
The two best teams in football are going to the Super Bowl. That's just how I put it. They were the better teams.
I honestly think the two best teams in the NFL right now are Green Bay and San Francisco. Kansas City is the best AFC team, but I think Green Bay and San Francisco. And that's, I'm going to be honest with you. When we talk about this Green Bay game, I'm not making excuses for Green Bay at all. They did not execute a fucking thing. And I said it in the chat.
What was the run defense?
Simple is how you beat San Francisco. 3 teams did it. They were able to do it with simple game plans. Matt LaFleur trying to be too fucking cute against his brother and a former colleague of his in Kyle Shanahan. Trying to be too cute. What special did San Francisco do to Green Bay? Nothing. They didn't do shit. Simple game plan for a simple game. They kept it simple. Fucking Garoppolo threw the ball 7 fucking times and beat Green Bay by 17 points. Never fucking happens. It's execution on Green Bay's part because they didn't do a simple. They didn't. Simplicity. Simplicity wins games. Quit being. And I've been saying it all year. These teams, these offensive coordinators trying to be too cute with their game plans. It's exactly what Matt LaFleur did. Tried being too cute. Didn't work. Fucking burnt his ass. Now, when we get to that, I will say this. There is something that Kansas City better take away from what Green Bay did in the second half, and we'll talk about it. But let's talk about the Kansas City Tennessee Titans game first. First half was the first quarter. Tennessee came out fucking swinging like they did against Baltimore Ravens.
First quarter.
They came out, ran the ball down the throat.
Yep.
They threw the ball a lot more. They had Kansas City on the ropes. Jumped out to, was it a 10-0 lead?
Yeah.
And then Kansas City scored a touchdown. Tennessee drove right back down the field, scored another touchdown. Then it was 17-7. And then it happened. Tennessee tried getting too fucking cute when all they had to do was run the fucking ball. I will give Kansas City credit. They did shore up the run game a little bit. Because Derrick Henry just could not get going after the first quarter. Slowed him down immensely. And then from there, it just took off. And the final was, I think they had a 28-17 lead at halftime? Or was it 21-17?
It was 21-17 at the half.
Yeah. And it's just how somebody can flip a switch like Kansas City did on Tennessee when Tennessee had everything going for them. I thought Tennessee was going to run away with it, and I was going to be eating crow, and then the switch got flipped. And what did I say about that game? Tennessee ran into a dynamic quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, which they were going to have trouble with, who has a better offensive line than what Baltimore does, and they didn't have to run the ball. So they threw the ball all over the field. They did exactly what Baltimore should have done to Tennessee the week before.
Yep.
Balanced game plan. The thing is Baltimore panicked. Kansas City didn't. Why? Because they fell behind 24-0 to the Houston Texans, who were another hot team coming in because of the way that they came up against the Buffalo Bills. And boom, there you have it. Kansas City shut them down essentially throughout the rest of the game. They scored 7 more points. The final was 35-24. Kansas City goes to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1971. 49? So 49 years. Yeah, 49 years. 48. No, 49. Because it's 50, what, 50... But it's Super Bowl 54. Yep, it's Super Bowl 4 and then Super Bowl 54. So it's 50 years. The 50th anniversary, I should say. So there you go. Your guys' thoughts on the game?
I think Patrick Mahomes was phenomenal. Like that run at 10 towards the end of the half, that first half was phenomenal run.
Mm-hmm. That's where he bounced off a couple of the players into the end zone for a touchdown. That was
great.
Yeah,
that was a great run.
Yeah. 1969 was the Jets, Aaron. It's 1967, 1968 was Green Bay. 1969 was the Jets. 1970 was the Dallas Cowboys. I think it was the Dallas Cowboys. And, 1970. So 1970 was
And
the...
he was just phenomenal. Patrick Mahomes and Sammy Watkins did really well, too.
We'll talk... I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to beat San Francisco, this is where San Francisco is going to have problems, is whether or not Kansas City can get vertical. And it's vice versa for... They're going to have to sit in the deep zone because I don't see San Francisco being able to cover. Richard Sherman isn't going to be able to cover Sammy Watkins, and he's not going to be able to cover... Look at what Devontae Adams did to fucking Richard Sherman. Except for on that one play. He was playing such deep zone. Green Bay was throwing Hail Marys because they needed 17 points. So
and then they got to stop Tyreek Hill.
That's what I'm getting to. They have to stop guys that can run vertically, and they can run really fucking fast.
And Kelsey, too.
You have to fucking stop him. These guys run. Kansas City is a vertical passing team with a bunch of underneath
concepts. And then you got Damian Williams, too. He's pretty solid, too, in the backfield.
Who?
Damian Williams.
I don't even think they're going to run the ball. They aren't going to try to run the ball. They're going to have to throw the ball. The only way the Kansas City is going to beat
San... catch out of the backfield, too.
But he's got to get out of the backfield first. You got to remember who they're going up against. He's going to be in protection.
This is one of the best front lines they got.
This is the best. Yeah. This front four is fucking legit. Mm. They don't blitz. They show a lot. Now, if they do blitz, which they did against Green Bay, Kansas City's in fucking trouble. But normally they don't blitz.
Too.
So they're going to be able to run. I mean, they're going to try to run the ball, but I don't see them running the ball that much. I see them trying to get vertical. They're going to have to. Richard Sherman can't cover somebody deep. He has to have help over top. The other guys can't cover fucking...
The only other guy that's decent on the...
You just have to be able to protect the quarterback. That's the thing. If you can protect the quarterback, you're going to beat San Francisco. I've said it numerous times. But Tennessee, this is why we're not picking the game this week because there's
some injuries.
There could be injuries. There could be. You're talking game plans here, and I mean, we're not going to get the game plans. We're not going to know what they're going to do because we shouldn't never know what they're going to do. I don't want to know what they're doing. I mean, I can tell you what they should do, and I just told you what Kansas City needs to do. They have to protect the quarterback and give vertical. It's the only way they're going to beat San Francisco. Can they do that? I don't know. That's the question that needs to be answered. So
I think it's still going to be a good game.
We'll get to that. I right preliminary. No, it's not even going to be close. I don't think. I don't think it's going to be close at all. Any thoughts on the Kansas City Tennessee game?
You kind of nailed it on that. To me, at the beginning, Tennessee looked good, and then Tannehill was throwing it looked like he threw an interception. They were lucky it was turned over, kind of thing. So, Tennessee, they looked strong at the beginning, and then they showed their colors against Kansas City, and just everything unfolded from there, right?
Yeah. Bobbitt still has that fucking avatar up. Needs to take that shit down.
No, I changed it.
No, you didn't.
Well, it has updated on Skype. But yeah, I changed it to Obama broccoli.
Fair enough. But anyway, go ahead.
But
hey, I just want to say this, Bobbitt, I told you so. Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, it was an okay game. It wasn't nothing to write home about. I knew it was over once. Once Kansas City started to come back. Is that usually how it goes in those games?
Sometimes. With Kansas City, anyway. Sarah, what about you?
I think it was a good, Tennessee came out swinging at first, and then they just kind of died off from there.
Yeah, they wavered. They ran out of. I think they ran out of steam.
I give Tennessee a lot of credit. They beat two tough teams in a row. With the Patriots and the, and the Ravens. I got to give them their credit.
Yeah. That is true. So yeah. And then the second game. I knew it was. Here's the thing. I picked Green Bay just because I picked Green Bay. I knew Green Bay was going to have troubles. I wasn't expecting Green Bay to fucking win. I'm happy they got as far as they did as a Packers fan. Everybody's like, well, San Francisco went 4-12 last year. You wouldn't have gone 4-12 if the quarterback would have stayed healthy, apparently. Plus, they were fighting injuries all year. So, of course, they were going to be fucking terrible. So, I mean, I knew that what San Francisco brought to the table. They're healthy, and people were fucking picking them to be contenders last year. So for Green Bay to be a team that had a complete change in coaching staff, to completely dominating the NFC North against two of the teams that, one being Chicago, who won the division last year, and then Minnesota, who usually has a very solid defense. Green Bay made those teams look bad. And this is why I thought Green Bay had a chance. Because if you look at Minnesota and San Francisco, they're two identical teams. For some reason, there is something San Francisco does, and it's coaching. Because they keep it simple. Green Bay, if you watch Green Bay, the problem with Green Bay is they didn't adjust their defense. If you look at them, they sat in their 3-4 and thinking keeping 7 guys in the box was enough. But when you run outside, you have to flow to the ball. You don't stand there and look at the guy fucking run. Flow to the ball. Their inside linebacker is... I like Martinez, but he is so fucking slow. How in the fuck did he make it as far as he did? He looked so slow in that game. It was fucking pathetic. He couldn't make a fucking tackle to save his fucking life. Out of position. Everybody was out of position. Zadarius Smith was a non-factor, which I knew he was going to be. The thing with Green Bay is their pass rush is really good. But when you only throw the ball 7 fucking times, what is a pass rush going to fucking do you? Abso-fucking-lutely goddamn fucking nothing. Absolute shit. This has been the problem with Green Bay for the last 4 years. One phase of the game they've got down. And then the other phase they just can never seem to capitalize on. Get some fucking athletes that know how to make fucking plays. Look at San Francisco. I didn't see them having a fucking problem making tackles. At all. At all. I don't understand how fucking hard it is to play this game. I played it. Is it a difficult game to play? It can be if you don't pay attention. Or if you aren't coached to fucking do your job. That's the problem. Mike Penton needs to fucking go in Green Bay. He's got the pass rush down, but he sucks as a run defense guy. He's more about blitzing and all that shit. The 3-4 is designed to stop the run. And he can't even fucking do that right. The guy sucks. Get rid of him. He's got the pass rush thing down. If you want to keep him on as a defensive pass rush coordinator, fine, do it. But get somebody in there that knows how to fucking stop a goddamn run. Because Green Bay's never going to win a fucking Super Bowl if they don't fucking fix it. Ever. I don't understand the philosophy that they came in with. They tried being too cute. Keep it simple, stupid. You don't need to do anything fancy. Do what you've been doing all year. Stick with the game plan. You've won 13 games. Use that game plan. Don't worry about what happened in the first game. Don't try to change what you... I can almost guarantee you what the Green Bay Packers did in the first game probably would have been the game plan that you go with. Quick, short passes. And they were able to run the ball. Why did they not try? I mean, Aaron Jones there was like 5 runs he had of like 8 yards. Most of his yards came on big chunks. So they were able to run the ball. They just didn't even try. Thoughts?
The run defense was awful in that game for Green Bay.
It was a fucking show.
It was
I can't
awful.
even remember what I said, but I'm like...
That Raheem Mostert, man, that guy ran all over you guys.
He's not that good.
I know.
That's the sad... This guy could not make 6 rosters. The only reason he's playing for San Francisco is because they had injuries.
Why did you keep running the ball with Aaron Jones? He was getting you guys good yards. I just didn't understand the play calling. It was bad.
The way that they started, I thought, okay, I like what they're doing. They run the ball. They were doing things right. They were getting nice yardage on 1st and 2nd down. And then they ended up punting. And then San Francisco just drove right down the field on them. Running the ball! I figured that first drive, man, it's like, okay, they shored up the run defense. San Francisco is going to have troubles running the ball. And then San Francisco decided to start running the outside, which, if you pay attention to Green Bay, why in the fuck were they in man-to-man defense when San Francisco did nothing but run the ball? Just tells me this guy said that they were going to throw the ball all over the field. Did not want to change his game plan. because he was scared. And I'm not talking about Matt LaFleur. I'm talking about Mike Penn. Matt
Oh, Mike
LaFleur.
Pettin, he's not that good. He wasn't good as a coach for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, hold on now. I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna call bullshit there, and here's why. Look at who Cleveland had when he was there. He didn't have
That's
anybody.
true.
And what have I been saying about Cleveland? They fired like they just signed that new coach for 5 fucking years. He'll be
Yeah,
gone.
Stefanski.
He'll be gone. If they go 6-10 or 7-9, yeah, he'll get fired. He'll be gone. I got the laziest fucking kid in the world, man. Stop it.
But
From when
what I've seen from my takeaway from the game was just it, I love Green Bay. Everybody knows that. And what I've seen Sunday, I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're giving away a chance to the fucking Super Bowl.
Well, they
It's
weren't
like
trying. They weren't.
it's like they stopped caring.
I wouldn't say that they didn't care. It was the game plan that was put in front of them, and the play calling on defense is what killed them. Green Bay did the best that they could in executing what was thrown at them, but they were. I mean, Blake Martinez was out of fucking position the whole fucking game. They just didn't flow to the ball. I mean, you could see the front four. The front five, Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith and the defensive line that they have was trying, but they were putting they were putting 7 blockers up. And when you have 7 against 5, who usually wins? The linebackers are not doing their fucking job. The safeties, I don't know why they didn't fucking just load the box. This is what I would have done if I was Green Bay. Jimmy Garoppolo. Everybody's sitting here saying, "Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo's the next big fucking thing." Put 10 guys in the fucking box and make him throw the ball. That's how you beat San Francisco. Green Bay did not fucking do that because they were scared that Jimmy Garoppolo was going to have a big game. Jimmy Garoppolo was not going to have a big game because San Francisco just then we're going to take what they give us. If San Francisco would have come out throwing, Green Bay would have destroyed them. Green Bay would have destroyed because they had the game plan for the pass game. They're so worried about Deebo Samuel. I don't think he's that great. He's a good receiver. Emmanuel Sanders, he's decent. He's a good pickup for them, but they didn't even try throwing the ball. San Francisco took what the Green Bay was giving them, and they ran with it, literally, for like 300 and some odd fucking yards on the ground. Now, I will say this, Green Bay in the second half showed how to beat San Francisco. Vertical. Get vertical. Just put, because they stopped blitzing. If San Francisco stopped blitzing, Green Bay was able to move the ball down the field. Richard Sherman couldn't cover Devontae Adams, got burnt for a big fucking play.
Yeah, like a 50-something yard play.
He got burnt twice, I think. And then on the other side, I mean, Green Bay had their chances, and they just didn't adjust or capitalize on it. San Francisco, Aaron Rodgers threw for 343 fucking yards in that game. Still had 2 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks. One of those picks, the one pick was on him. But then again, he had to get rid of the ball quick because he didn't want to take a fucking sack at that particular time. And then the other one, I don't know what happened on the other one. I can't remember, but Green Bay, when we get to it and talk about it, Green Bay's needs are They aren't a lot, but they are big issues that they need to fill. One is
The
receiver, and one
offensive
is
line.
no. They don't need any. No, their offensive line. They need a tight end, an inside linebacker, and a receiver. The big play Jimmy Graham had, sitting in a cover two, fucking run seam routes. If you've seen the plays that Green Bay had that almost got him back into the game, was running seam routes against San Francisco. It works. That's how you beat San Francisco. I don't know why teams are afraid to not try. Take a sack. They're not going to get to the quarterback every fucking time. Take a chance. Don't be scared. Don't play scared against San Francisco. Let the front four get a couple of sacks. They're going to get a sack every fucking time. They talk it up like Joey Bosa's getting to the quarterback every single time. He was really a non-factor in this game. He made, what was it, 2 sacks? 1 sack?
I
think he only had 1 sack. He may have hurried a couple of times, but he really wasn't that big of a factor.
D Ford was good though.
Who?
D Ford.
Yeah, but he didn't get pressure on the quarterback either. He got there, I think, on that 1 sack. How many times was Aaron Rodgers sacked? Twice? There you go.
Yeah, something like that.
There you go. What is that telling you? Take a chance. Don't be scared. Aaron Rodgers can drop a ball on a fucking dime. Seen it on fucking YouTube videos. You've seen it on ESPN. You've seen it on sports shows. So I know he can fucking do it. You have to give him just that little bit of time. That's the only thing that I can tell you. It's the only way. Yes, San Francisco is one of the better teams in the NFL. They were a good team last year. I don't think that they're going to be. I don't know, man. I think they're a one-hit wonder. To be honest with you, because teams are going to figure them out. Teams are going to figure them out. It's a copycat league. Watch if Kansas City destroys San Francisco. Hey, then there's your blueprint. That's how you beat San Francisco. Maximum protection. Go deep. They can't cover it. They can't. Green Bay showed it. They had 2 really big plays. One to Jimmy Graham and the other one to Davante Adams. So
2 important players that they came through.
Yeah. So and Davante Adams, nobody can cover that guy. Still had 7. What did he have? 7 catches for 130 yards, 140 yards again. Guy's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I will, like you said earlier, though, that they do need somebody
I watch
else.
ESPN, Roosh and Chew. Go ahead. Sorry, Keith.
Like you said earlier, though, they do need somebody on the other side to take the pressure off of Adams.
They do. They and the tight end, the Sternberger, I think he just needs time to develop. He's been hurt all year, and he just now they finally get him back in there. I think he could be help, but they really need to get another receiver on the outside. Valdez Scantling, they thought was going to be that guy. Equinemius St. Brown, they thought was going to be that guy, but they're hurt all the fucking time.
And Allison's not the answer, I don't think.
Allison sucks, in my opinion. He had a couple of catches, but nothing to write home.
You know who would be good for you guys is Robbie Anderson from the Jets.
I don't want Green Bay to get their shit in free agency. I hate free agency. You want to know why I hate free agency?
Costs too much money.
No, not only that, they get their money and then they're just like, okay, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then they're mediocre.
They half-ass what they do.
Exactly. You get them special players. All the exceptions to the rules, which is Gutekunst. I think he is good. He went out and he got two guys. He filled two needs that we needed. He filled the need. I think Rashad Gary should be a defensive lineman. He's too big for a linebacker. They need to change up how they do defense. And it's going to become a hybrid 3-4. It's going to become quicker, faster. You're still going to have Kenny Clark in the middle. It's just this team's got to figure their stuff out. And I think they will. It's just going to take some time.
Alan Lazard's done a pretty decent job for a receiver.
But I think he's a good third or fourth option. I don't think he's the second option.
Yeah, I put him as like a third receiver would be okay.
Right, but I'm talking about a second option. I'm not talking about a third option. I'm talking about a second legitimate option.
If you look in the
go ahead, Sarah.
If you look in the draft, you should look at T. Higgins from Clemson.
Green Bay. I'm going to tell you right now, Green Bay needs inside linebacker. They need. I get, and he'll be gone. All those receivers, there won't be a receiver in the first round for Green Bay to take because they're picking so low in the draft.
Right.
Unless they trade up, and they won't trade up unless it fits what they're doing. Green Bay likes compiling picks. They don't like trading away picks. So I don't see Green Bay drafting up if it's not going to get them more picks. They might trade out of the first round and get more picks before they decide to take a receiver in the first round. Because they never take a receiver in the first round. Which is fine with me. They're fine at running back. They just need a receiver and a tight end and an inside linebacker that can fucking flow to the ball and tackle people. They need speed. They need team speed. That's what they need. They're getting there, but they're just a little bit short. And that's what I think they should do. Now, they may go out and get a receiver, but I would actually fill the most important need, which is inside linebacker, because Martinez is a free agent. I don't know if Green Bay is going to.
Curtis Weaver would be pretty good too. Have you seen that kid from Boise State?
Who?
Curtis Weaver.
No, I don't watch Boise State football. I have yet to see
good.
I have yet to see a player from Boise State pan out in the NFL. Name me a Boise State player that's panned out. Just saying. Everybody's talking about what's that kid from Dallas?
Leighton Vander Esch has done pretty decent so far.
He's hurt all the time. I just don't. Vander Esch, he came from BYU though. My issue is there's better players out there. They need to get SEC caliber players, like kids from Alabama. That's where they need to go.
Terrell Lewis would be pretty solid from Alabama.
You might need. Green Bay usually drafts for need more than they draft for best available. I wish they would draft for best available, but if I'm Green Bay, they're probably trading out of the first round. I can see it already. I don't see them staying in the first round.
I think the Titans need corners.
No. Tennessee? Logan Ryan? You think Logan Ryan and Adoree Jackson aren't very good?
No, I'm saying they're good, but he's a free agent, Logan Ryan.
Okay, but Adoree Jackson's good. I think they're fine. There's free agents out there, but I don't know why people why do people so high on free agents? Like I said, none of them ever hardly pan out.
You built through the draft.
You should build through the draft. Go and get a free agent to fill a need. Unless it's some spectacular player like Reggie White or... Help me here. Name another player that's come from free agency that's been so good that everybody fucking wants him.
Hey, Manning? No?
Who?
Sorry. Everybody wanted him, though. That's like.
Quarterback is one of those. They already had their need. Denver was going to be the only team that was going to get. That was going to pay the money for him.
Yeah.
I didn't see. Not every team wanted. Do you think Green Bay wanted Peyton Manning? They had Aaron Rodgers. Do you think New England wanted Peyton Manning? No, because they had Tom Brady. Philip Rivers or the Chargers? No, they have Philip Rivers. They weren't going to go out and get Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was going to the Broncos from the get-go.
Yep.
So that's what I seen. Green Bay's just they got to fill needs. That's their big thing. And free agency, they ain't gonna do much. They might go out and get a player here or a player there, but they aren't gonna go too deep. They don't need a cornerback. They're good at safety. They're good in the defensive line. They might go out and get a defensive lineman. They're good on the offensive line. I know Balaga's a free agent. I don't know if Green Bay will resign him. They may, because he's considered one of the better right tackles in the league. Depends on who else is out there. Green Bay might actually, if there's a player out there better than him, they might go after him. The offense, there's a couple of offensive linemen in the draft that Green Bay could go and get, but we've seen how offensive linemen have panned out in Green Bay. Tony Mandarich, ring a bell? Not getting.
Oh, good God.
Derek Sherrod. Come on. They were first round picks and panned out like fucking I wiped my ass with their toilet paper.
They was awful.
Well, Tony Mandarich wasn't awful. He just didn't pan out to be the guy that they thought he was going to be. He was a serviceable lineman. He should have been a lower first round pick, and he probably would have had a much better career. But so yeah, thoughts?
I didn't get to see the second half of the game, but the first part of that, it just I feel bad.
Don't feel bad. They deserve to get their ass kicked.
Next year, hopefully they'll hopefully improve the defense on the outside, like you said, and they need somebody else besides from Devontae Adams doing all the work.
Yeah, that's the thing, and we'll talk more about the draft as it rolls around. In fact, I'm probably going to do the first round of the draft, and then probably tweet like we did last year. I didn't watch too much of the draft last year. I watched the first round and then just followed what Green Bay did. But yeah. Now we're not going to pick the Super Bowl, but I'm going to give my preliminary right now. I think San Francisco is going to kick the shit out of Kansas City right now. San Francisco. What is Kansas City's weak point?
Probably
The
secondary.
rush defense.
The rush defense is this. San Francisco game planned for Kansas City. San Francisco should do what they did against Green Bay. Throw the ball maybe 10, 11 times, run the ball 30, 40 times. Keep Patrick Mahomes on the fucking sideline.
Yeah.
Because if you have Patrick Mahomes coming out after a 2-minute drive, he's going to drive right down the field and score. Because I don't know. Patrick Mahomes is that dynamic. Aaron Rodgers is that dynamic, but he's 35 fucking years old. He can't run like he used to. If this was 5 years ago, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, Aaron Rodgers probably would have torn San Francisco into an asshole. But since we're where we're at now, Aaron Rodgers isn't as dynamic as he once was. Still pretty good at what he does. Still one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Patrick Mahomes is a little more dynamic than Aaron Rodgers. He can escape that pressure where other teams can't. Look at Lamar Jackson. He was able to escape pressure of the San Francisco 49ers. If you have a running quarterback and if you have a good offensive line, you're going to beat San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I just don't see Kansas City getting the ball. I don't think, I think it's probably 24 to 10 game, 24 to 14 game. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as everybody thinks. Because San Francisco is going to hold the ball for 45 fucking minutes, where Kansas City is going to be throwing it up and down the fucking field because, well, they need to because they can't. They shouldn't even try to run the ball. They should just come out throwing. That's just me though. But right now, I do not see Kansas City beating San Francisco. Right now, I will give my pick next week. In fact, you know what? All I'm going to tell you right now is because we're doing the Super Bowl. We're doing the Super Bowl. I will give you my pick. We'll give our picks before the game starts.
Okay.
I don't want to give a pick and then have like fucking Jimmy Garoppolo or I know Tevin Coleman's probably done for the year.
More than likely, yeah.
Because he hurt his shoulder. But Joey Bosa might go down with a hamstring injury or something. Who knows? I don't know. Richard Sherman might get a haircut and fucking barber accidentally slices his neck, which reminds me I need to get out to San Francisco. I need to cut some hair. So I'm just kidding. But it was a joke.
Uh-huh.
But that being said, I don't even think it's I think it's going to be like 24 to 20, something like that. It's not even going to be low scoring like a 10 to 7 game. But Kansas City's going to throw the ball down the field. They're going to get 20 points. But San Francisco is going to score every time they touch the fucking ball. Watch. They're going to have 10-minute drives. Because they're going to want to keep the ball out of the hands. Kyle Shanahan wants to keep the ball out of the hands of Patrick Mahomes.
I think he's going to be a Coach of the Year candidate for sure.
And San Francisco cannot turn the ball over. Kansas City, I'm not so much worried about. San Francisco cannot turn the ball over. That's why they're going to run the ball because Jimmy Garoppolo is fucking interception prone. There's my preliminary thoughts. Who?
Yeah, the one matchup I want to see is that secondary versus the receivers because it's not just Tyreek Hill, it's not just Sammy Watkins. They've Tyreek Hill, a couple of the receivers were hurt in the year, and they can rotate those receivers. And so those no-name guys, they remind me of when Green Bay, when they brought in their young guns, they went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So I that's the matchup I'm going to look at is to see if the secondary can hold off the other wide receivers that they don't know about.
Right. Anything else?
Well, that's just the main matchup. They got the offensive line has to hold the front line. And Damian Williams, you got to break out with a couple of big runs. So that's one of their main guys. So those are my thoughts.
I agree with you 100% on that. Bobbit, what about you?
For me, I'm curious how is he going to handle San Francisco because, like y'all said, Kansas City's defense is really not that great against
the run.
They're not. It's not really that great, but I'm curious and interested. I wish my Titans was in it, but hey, that's life.
Titans are fucking. That'd be a boring fucking Super Bowl.
You
But
know,
anyway,
I
actually, I
finally
wouldn't
have an
mind it. I actually
AFC.
like low scoring games, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be 55-50. I really do think so.
That means San Francisco's gonna be throwing the ball up and down the fucking field.
Oh yeah.
You're on dope.
And yes, Cody, I am now a Titans fan.
No, you're not. You're just saying that.
No, I actually am.
Sarah?
So I think it's gonna come down to like the fourth quarter. With whoever gets the ball last will win the game.
So you think it's going to be an up and down the field kind of game?
No, I think it'll be a close game, but I think it'll be down to like whoever gets the ball last will win the game.
I mean, I understand why everybody thinks that, but San Francisco's got a very good defense. They are
Oh yeah, I'm not saying
very
that they
tough.
don't or anything.
I expect.
I think
I
it's gonna be
don't
like a
expect.
24-21 ball game.
I expect it to be like 24-7 at half. Then somehow Kansas City scores two more touchdowns. Because
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a 24-21 game.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see it being coming down to the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be first half, and it's going to be San Francisco holding on with their defense. They're going to jump out, and then they're going to hold on with their defense. This is exactly what they did against Green Bay. I mean, I get what everybody's saying. It is preliminary. We have to see if there's injuries and whatnot, but Bobbitt is really pushing the envelope. So if you like gambling, Bobbitt's taking the over. I'm pretty sure 55-50. That's 105 fucking points, and you have a team that fucking loves to run the ball in San Francisco, and with their defense. They take pride in their defense. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to score 50 points against a pretty good defense. So.
No, but I agree with Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. Kind of comparisons because they're both very dynamic.
I mean, back in the day, Aaron Rodgers was one of the most dynamic quarterbacks, but now he is 35, going to be 36. So how dynamic
He's
can he
actually
be?
just turned 36 in December. So
my point is, he's 35, 36. So how dynamic can he be?
I think he's got like 3 or 4 years left in him. So
we'll see. So anybody else got anything? Coop, I know you said you wanted to rant.
I think, well, the news that we talked about is Odell Beckham Jr. when he was in the locker room, right?
Yep.
If people were unaware what happened, Odell Beckham Jr. went up to a police officer in the locker room and smacked him in the ass.
Yep.
He went like, wow, that's not appropriate. The way that you're not supposed to do that in general.
Well, okay. So, and I had this discussion with some people. The Odell Beckham, well, not just Odell Beckham Jr., but LSU in general. The cop, there was a reason the cop was in there. He wasn't in there to celebrate with them. He was in there to tell them to put their cigars out. You cannot smoke inside of a building in the state of Louisiana. Where were they at? They were in the Superdome, correct? If I don't give a fuck who you fucking are. If I can't smoke in a fucking building, you can't smoke in a fucking building. That is why the cop was there. He was there to ensure that they were following the rule. He wasn't in there because whatever. He's in there to tell them to put out their cigarette or cigars or whatever the fuck they were doing. And number one, why in the fuck are they smoking cigars?
That's my other question. Right
I was thinking the same thing.
Now, look, I understand celebrating, but you leaving even the alcohol thing doesn't so much bother me because they're dumping it on each other. But you're sitting there, you're a prime athlete. These kids are sitting there watching you like, well, they can smoke a cigarette and they're superior athletes. Why can't I? Leaves a bad fucking impression, man. Grow the fuck up. And don't be a fucking dipshit. Don't be a dumb shit your whole life. Fucking LSU and fucking Alabama and Florida and freaking all them SEC schools get the treatment. Oh, they can't ever do anything wrong. Come on, man. And that I will give Nick Saban this. He would not allow his players to fucking do that. Shame on Ed Orgeron for allowing that. I think Ed Orgeron is a great coach, but shame on him for allowing that shit to happen. Period. Bottom line. Referees need to pull their head out of their fucking ass as usual. Although I will say this, a couple of plays, and I know Aaron, I can't remember what it was. The celebration rule, where I don't even know who it was doing. Eric Fisher did the Stone Cold Steve Austin tribute. It's really not even a Stone Cold Steve Austin tribute. It's just him dumping beer on himself. Number one, you cannot use a prop in the NFL. That is a 15-yard penalty on sportsmanlike conduct. Number two, why are you dumping beer on your fucking person when it's cold as fuck outside? Are you an idiot? Eric Fisher? No. I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Come on, man. Use your fucking head. I understand you're in the moment, but you know the fucking rules. You know the fucking rules. There's nothing. The only prop you can use is a football, and even that you can't even hardly use. You can do it. You can do the whole pretending to drink the beer and then throwing it, but you can't wipe your ass with the ball, or you can't pretend like you're calling somebody. Just you can't. It's just come on, man. And Aaron, I know you're one of them people you don't understand why it's that big of a deal. It's the rule. I'm always talking about what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If Green Bay would have done it, I would have said the same thing. But
Hey, JP.
yes,
We might not know who wins the Super Bowl, but we know one thing: a red team is going to win the Super Bowl.
this is true.
That's funny.
So, anybody else got anything they'd like to talk about?
No.
Bobbit?
I don't know what's going on. Antonio Brown. The cops were around his house today, I guess.
They were around whose house?
Antonio Brown. Oh, that's why they were there. Okay.
They were refunding him his donation. Are they stupid?
No.
Why did they refund their donation?
It wasn't $50,000. A charity that is supposed to be of no purpose. They found out he doesn't have one.
But he donated money. So are they stupid?
I think it was certain behavior that after he made the donation that they would want any part of it.
Well, if it was dirty money, then yeah, I understand that. But if it wasn't, then what the are they fucking stupid? They just took money away from a good cause. The cops were dumb in that part, in my opinion. Anybody else got anything they'd like to add?
Luke Kuechly retired.
Oh, yeah, Luke Kuechly retired. Jason Garrett got hired as the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants. Everybody's laughing about that. Don't laugh. I said it. I think he's a really good offensive coordinator.
Apparently, the Jaguars hired Jake Gruden as their offensive coordinator tonight.
He's another good offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the hell.
I wonder what happened between him and the Raiders.
That's John Gruden. That's his
Drew,
brother.
Oh.
Jay Gruden was the head coach for the Redskins.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's all right. But Jay Gruden, he brought that read option to the NFL, which Cam Newton in college ran the read option, which tells me they aren't getting rid of Cam Newton. No. So, yeah, they ain't gonna get it. Yeah, he won Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. It's dumb. Yeah. Wendy's telling me she wants to go. So, you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye, Wendy.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye, Wendy.
All right, guys. So, have a great night, and we will talk to you Sunday for the Royal Rumble. That's gonna be fun. And we're probably gonna let the girls do their thing again on fucking Sunday. They're gonna be there. So,
Sure.
I'm not even. Whatever.
Yeah. Bullshit.
You can if you want. But so that being said, everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you. We'll talk to you next week. I think we'll probably do a pre-show. So we'll do our show on Sunday of the Super Bowl. Coop, is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. So probably an hour before the game, we'll jump on. We'll talk a little football, and then we'll actually give our picks. You guys can give us your picks. You know where to send them. Heather will write them down. If you want to make a change, you have up until kickoff to make said change. So that being said, everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you next week for the not this weekend, but next weekend for the Super Bowl. And then this Sunday for the Royal Rumble. Everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you later.
Peace out. Smoke weed every day.